Hello, everybody. Today we're doing a little educational video on immigrant education. Of course, I myself is no expert on this subject, even though I have been a subject of a Canadian education for the past few years. But of course, I cannot speak for every immigrant out there. So we found an expert that could to tell us about this subject a bit more. This is Miss Wang. Hello.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. My name is Emily, and Emily Wang. Very happy to be here.
Okay, Miss Wang has been a educational professional especially in getting immigrants over for more than a decade now. So during this decade of experience, what exactly is it that you do to help new immigrants come to Canada and get an education?
Okay. So actually, if I say everything, you may feel it's exaggerated, right? But it's actually, a lot. Yeah, for getting educated in Canada is a big decision for the student, for the parents, and for the whole family as well. What we do is that we help from the very beginning, help the student find a school. And first of all, I have to ask a question whether I should go to a foreign country, whether I should come to Canada for education. It's a personal decision. It's not everybody is a good fit for the education here. If you make the decision, really, I want to go, then we help the student to choose a proper school, a good fit school for him or her, and they will help with the application and the visa, and then finally they landed here, right? And then after that, with the people's question about the choosing of courses, about how to apply to universities, or some of them is like how to go through smoothly all the elementary school and high school, and for other people it's about going to universities. We do a consultation and help as well. And even after that, some students, they may ask, should I stay here as a PR? Yes, we help with that question as well, and we even help them for those who need this help or these services. Yeah, some families, it could be like more than 10 years they follow us, and we are very happy that we have been helping or helped many families to get settled down in Canada. Yeah.
So, say I am a new immigrant student wanting to come to Canada. What is a advice that you will give me? Say, where should I go? What should I go to a big city? Or should I go to a small city? Should I go to a private school? Or should I go to a public school? These are all very genuine questions that someone might ask.
Yeah, not might ask. Every family do ask. Yeah, so it's the same question. I mean, in China, should I go to Beijing or Shanghai or another city or smaller city for my education, right? Which school should I choose? It's the same. In Canada, I'm luckily enough to live in a small city and a big city. Here I'm in Toronto. In a small city, I lived in Kingston for about 6 years, long enough for me to say something about it. In choosing education, where to go for your school, I mean, smaller cities, they offer something that bigger city probably couldn't, right? For example, when you wish the English environment is pure, I would say probably an environment that nobody that speaks Chinese or native tongue, you get forced to speak English, right? Some people, they feel I don't feel comfortable because I don't feel connected with anybody. But some people, they feel I can improve much better. And but the smaller cities, you have something compared to Toronto. Here you have lots of Chinese restaurants and very big Chinese communities, and even, especially for like parents, for students, maybe they go to school every day, but for parents, they do feel that I want to have some people from the same background, the same country, right? So it's really about a family choice. But I would say one thing I feel is that in bigger cities you have more educational resources, and especially for people that from Beijing or Shanghai, the bigger international metropolitan, Toronto is the one that you feel much more familiar and probably enjoy more than a very small city like Kingston, 130,000 people, right? It's smaller than a village, right? You won't feel you got so used to it, right? So, but there are many other factors to think about. I mean, it's really case by case. Another question is private school versus public school is also another. I mean, it's a personal decision as well. People ask me what are the differences between them. There are many. The one that is very simple one, the first one is the funding, like one the parents pay, and that's private education. The other like government pay. But as internationals, you do pay both for both. However, you pay much less in a public versus a private, right? It could be 3-4 times. A private is more expensive than a public, right? So there are other differences, many, and one almost is true for almost every school is that usually private schools will have smaller class size, like 15 or 13. However, in the public, you could have 30 students in a popular classes like English and math, right? And I would say it's very not accurate to say if you go to public or private, you have a better future. It's not that. It's not absolute. It's not an absolute answer. Some people, they may feel more comfortable in the private and some other in public. The private schools, they have their more individualized culture, and the public schools, they have a not as obvious as private. Private, they probably have lots of already packed in extracurricular, and also it depends on schools, right? And when choosing the school, you have to really dig deeper, and including the surrounding, the location, right? The history of the school and the program they offer. Again, it's not just a private versus public. It's more complicated than that. You have to find more information, more details to make final the decision. The better decision is always the one that is better fit for you. Yeah.
So, say that I'm an immigrant who's already come to Canada and I'm now enrolled in this school. What's some advice that you will give to me to help me adapt and integrate better in the school and local community?
Yes, some advices I would say whenever you move to a new environment, if even you move from Qingdao to Beijing in the same country, it's still change, right? Here is a huge change. It's a much bigger change than from Qingdao to Beijing. And I would say that don't be nervous, don't be scared. You should be excited. And however, when you really start your education, especially in high school, the pressure is there. Nobody feels that the school is there is play. That's not true, right? So you do have pressures from like every teenager faces, no matter where you are, especially when you cross the border, you feel more challenges, and the pressure from living in a totally strange country. The cross-country experience itself, sometimes it is fresh, but it could be it could be a pressure as well. So I would say give yourself lots of time to get into it. Don't rush yourself, and at the same time expect changes, because this is nobody can make the world not changing, right? And also at the same time embrace the changes, making new friends, and love your new curriculum, and talking with your teacher, and getting involved in the community. It's quite different. Don't feel that I can move everything from China. Sometimes you will don't feel it works that well, right? And do something you really enjoy as your curriculum. Find a new interest, find a new hobby, and love your new life. Whenever you feel pressure, I mean, it's natural. Don't be panic. Find somebody to talk about it. It's nothing you should feel shamed about. Open-minded, and we have a lot of choices there. Don't push yourself to the corner. Yeah, I would say that's the suggestions. Yeah.
Thank you. So, the Canadian curriculum and the Canadian education system is very radically different from its Chinese counterpart. So, what would you say the benefits to the Canadian systems are, and what would you say that its detriments are, so to speak?
No curriculum is perfect, right? It's like the two sides of the coin. Obviously, pros and cons. I mean, this is a personal thinking as well. And I would say that the Canadian curriculum, the education system, it gives people lots of choices, which I really appreciate. And I believe that many people, many families, when they come here, they want to have more choices for their students. You don't have to stick into the one system and you have many choices. If you don't do this well, you can always find another. You can still go to a very good university because they like the place that you shine. They feel you are very unique, right? And even in the course selection, it could be a school offer more than high school, more than 100 courses that you can choose from, which probably you cannot do in the Chinese public system. Private, another story, and maybe still quite different. I won't get deep that in that way. I think the freedom, the opportunity is one thing is very valuable. And this is the point that I would say really attract lots of students. Take the best use of it. You can shine in whatever you are passionate about. Second thing is that here students, you have lots of time to do your extracurricular. I don't know what you do, but many students, they do sports, they do arts, they go to band, they swim, they do whatever, they debate. Even in grade 12, grade 11, 12, they still do it, right? In China, everybody's busy with writing their entrance examination. So here, people, they want to be more well-rounded. They feel like school is not just about study, it's about having fun, having their social life, having a growth experience as a person, as a social member, right? I would say I really like this part as well. And so if the other side of the coin, I would say that some people may feel this system is too loose, give students too much freedom. For example, they feel you don't force students, right? You don't use even textbook. We use handout, right? Yeah. And sometimes you feel like parents, we don't know what my children are learning there. And they would feel you don't have a lot of practice for math. You don't have students to memorize lots of things. Some people, they will feel, my students big enough. Even don't remember the timetable, right? My child can remember that even in grade 1, here in grade 3, you still don't. But we have another system to use to do math pretty well in another way. So as I said, this is like a personal thoughts. Yeah, you can talk this forever, right? That was just my personal opinion. Yeah.
So that'll be all for today.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you are very welcome. Thank you, everybody.
Have a nice day.
Yeah. Bye bye.